G'day everyone, it's me, the Law Boss, back again with another video. In this video, we're talking about the primarchs again. More specifically, the traitor primarchs. So in this video, as you can see by the title, hopefully you can read, we're going to talk about how we can, if we can prevent the fall of the traitor primarchs, and if so, how do we prevent the fall of the traitor primarchs? Now I don't want to make this intro too long, so without further ado, let's get straight into the video. Right, so the first primarch on this list is the arch-traitor himself, Horus, the dick. So, how do we prevent this guy? Well, first, I think there's obviously keeping him away from Davin, because that's where he got shivved, and when that shiv was received, the initial shiv, Nurgle poisoned him, but that was because he was doubtful of the Emperor. So, how can we prevent him being doubtful of the Emperor? Well, the way we could do this is simply the Emperor was a lot more, had more communication with him, just kind of be like, you're the Warmaster now, and call it a day. He should have had more communication. Also, just keep him away from Davin, but even if he did go to Davin and had faith in the Emperor, he still wouldn't have fallen, because Guilliman got stabbed with the same knife and came out fine due to his loyalty. So I think if he had been loyal enough, he would have been able to not be affected by the poison of the dagger, because I think that the dagger was actually wouldn't have killed him. It would have killed him if he was so, was such a vulnerable soul. But if he had such a sturdy soul, then he would have been fine. Right, the next primarch on our list, the second biggest traitor, Lorga. Now, preventing his fall is actually very, very simple in my opinion. So him burning his religious stuff, I think, was inevitable. That was due to his upbringing. However, I think the Emperor should have had a much more... He shouldn't have just gone, you see that city there? It doesn't exist anymore. Oh yeah, watch it burn, watch everyone die. So, I think the way that this could have been prevented is if the Emperor had a discussion with him saying, I am not a god, do not worship me as a god, or there will be further punishment. Or, option B, he does the way of doesn't set the city on fire, but he makes them all kneel, and he essentially is showing that this is what it's like to serve God. You serve me now. You don't get to do your own thing. You do as I say. So if I think he had once again a discussion with Lorga about his divinity, then I think things would have been turned out a lot better for Lorga and the Imperium as a whole. Right, next up on our list is old Mortarion, Big Morty. Now, preventing his fall, in my opinion, is quite simple. There are two ways. A, he needs to grow up and stop being a little sooky boy because he couldn't kill his adoptive dad. Or B, the Emperor captures his adoptive dad and does two things. Gives him to Morty and just kind of says, do what you want, he's yours now. Or B, he kills him in front of Morty and tells him why he killed him in front of Morty. I think it should have just, he should have just captured him and kind of be like, here you go, Mortarion, you can have the kill. That's what I think should have happened. That's probably the only way to prevent his fall, as well as him just not being a little sook and be like, oh, Big E stole my kill. Right, the fall of Perserabo, aka the saddest of the falls, in my opinion at least. His fall is actually, once again, very easy to prevent. I mean, all of them were, just the Emperor was a crap dad. His fall is very easy to prevent. Show him more love. He was just showing no love, no honour, no nothing. When his Primarch brothers fought with him, they're just like, yes, Jagatai Khan, Rabute Guilliman, and Leman Russ fought in this fight, and another ally, which was Perserabo, obviously. But they wouldn't put him down because no one liked him. I think if the Emperor had given him more responsibilities and hadn't chucked him in literal hellholes of war, compared to the other Primarchs' battles, I think he would have stayed loyal. When he first met the Emperor, his loyalty was unshifting. He was loyal, but then once he kind of realized that no one liked him, then that was when he was like, is this really the life for me? You know what I'm saying? So if he was just shown more love and attention and given more responsibility, I think he would have stayed loyal. Righty, the fall of Magnus. Well, there's a few things that we could have prevented. This is the easiest one. The Emperor just tells Magnus not to do this because I'm making a project to save humanity. option B. This is the other option. This is a lot more fleshed out. Essentially, option A is the Emperor kind of tells Magnus, don't screw with this barrier, it is protecting something very, very valuable, aka the Webway project. I think Magnus would have been alright knowing that. Option B, he doesn't send Leman Russ to, well, he doesn't send Leman Russ to Prospero. If he hadn't sent Leman Russ to Prospero, Leman Russ already didn't really like Magnus, and also Leman Russ is a savage guy, so sending the most savage guy on a diplomatic mission really isn't a good idea. And option 3, Magnus accepts the parley. Because it wasn't just Horus was like, hey Leman Russ, just go kill Magnus for me real quick. It was essentially, you should kill Magnus, but then Leman Russ is like, you got a chance to surrender, and Magnus is like, oh no, I will accept my death. Which he shouldn't have, he should have just parleyed, and then the Emperor could have still punished him, but he probably would have stayed loyal and found out, about the Webway eventually. So option 1 and option 3 kind of tie into each other, and option 2 is kind of its own thing. So there's quite a few ways that they prevented Magnus's fall actually, and I don't know why none of these were used. Right, next is Angron, my least favourite Primarch. How do we prevent his fall? I don't think it could be prevented. He wouldn't have fallen to chaos maybe, but he was still turned against the Emperor due to his combats. Essentially, what would happen with him is he would just kind of do his own thing during the Great Crusade. I mean, he'd just rip his way through planet, call it a day, and then that's kind of about it. So I know this is really short for old Angron, but I don't think there's any way to prevent his fall. Maybe apart from actually the Emperor helping him keep some of his gladiator brothers alive on his home planet, but the Emperor, the meme lord that he is, didn't do that. So maybe just have tried to gain his respect by keeping his gladiator allies alive. That's how the Emperor maybe could have kept Angron on much more of a leash. Right, next up is the double Primarchs, Farrius and Omegan. Now, Farrius's preventing the fall is quite simple. Keep him away from the damn Cabal. And Omegan, well, he didn't really fall, technically speaking. Like, he wasn't fine. He was just kind of undoing Farrius's actions. So what I think could have happened is if they had never met the Cabal, then Farrius would never have fell. And as a result of that, Omegan would never have to undo things, and the Alpha Legion would stay loyal. So as a result, 2 loyal Primarchs out of 1 solution, which is keeping away from those damn Cabal, who were not good people at all. Like, not at all. Bad, very bad. So, once again, a very easy way to prevent the fall of 2 of my favourite Primarchs. Righty-ho, next up is old Conrad Kurz. Now, he's similar to Angron. He probably would have eventually split off from the Imperium anyway, because he was one batshit crazy guy. So, this is going to be short. I think maybe the Emperor could have just maybe given him more respect and more love and kind of helped him harness his power, but even then Conrad was really sadistic and probably would have just split off from the Imperium anyway. So as much as I hate to say this, preventing Conrad's fall is kind of impossible. Right, now into my least favourite Primarch, well, my real least favourite Primarch. Angron is a very close second to being my least favourite Primarch in general, is old Fulgrim, aka suck up to the Emperor man. Now his fall, to prevent it, was very, very simple. Keep him away from the bloody Lair alien race, because he would have never picked up the Lair blade and never have had Slaanesh had, kind of just pushing him that extra mile and then eventually taking over his soul. Fulgrim was a cocky guy, yes, but that would not have been enough. He was so loyal to the Emperor, it wasn't funny. So I think as long as he was away from the Lair blade, he would never have fallen, and he would have been the loyalist guy. And maybe also if Siagorath, the Eldar meme god, I don't know if I pronounced that right, hadn't switched planets at birth with Jagatai and Fulgrim, maybe that also would have contributed to keeping Fulgrim loyal, but maybe have Jagatai fall to chaos. See, it's kind of like keep him away from the Lair blade is the main one to keep him and Jagatai loyal. Right, so that's going to do it for this video, everyone. Hope you enjoyed it. So if you did, chuck me a like and subscribe. Flick the bell to get notifications when I upload. Hopefully over Christmas I can upload like a damn machine. I'm really getting interested into the Primarchs now from making these videos and doing like a bit of research. I kind of learn more about the Primarchs every video I make. This video was kind of like theory crafting as how to prevent their fall. I know it may not be like canon or some falls were impreventable, but it's just my headcanon. Like, if you don't agree with it, that's fine. But who gives a rat's? Just don't really leave any hate comments and we're all goods. So, yeah, that's going to do it for this video, everyone. So, have a great day and peace out.